Hello, so my name is Kieran and this is my professional practice reflective vlog. So this module I think has been extremely useful in getting you used to the work environment. It very much throws you into the deep end in terms of making you need to email people you have never met before, most likely at least you've never met them before, you've never spoken to them before, and yet in sort of 1 to 5 emails, you need to already create a good, positive relationship with them. And it's very much a challenge that you get used to and get better over time anyway. But it was a very good challenge to sort of get used to it in 2 months, as that is sort of the time frame we had to get all of the work experience done. So apart from that sort of aspects of things, there's also the website, the CV, social medias, getting the actual work experience days, and then also increasing your skills as well. So I will start with the website. So this is my website here. I used Wix to make my website as I'd had experience on it in the past, and I knew it was quite a trustworthy website and it was easy to use. So I wanted to create a very media-based website, as obviously it is for a media student. I want to go into the media industry, so therefore I didn't want it to be filled with blocks and blocks and blocks of texts. So the front segment, the first thing you see when you go onto my website is just a picture of me in the Capital FM studios, which was taken during one of my work experience times. And on the left, it's just a little bio sort of explaining how I sort of got the love to be in this sort of industry and what made me want to do it. So as you scroll down, again, you sort of get more of a sense of the sort of media heavy on the website, as I've got an Instagram feed linked to my homepage, so that every single time I post something on my Instagram, it will instantly update itself and the new post will pop up. As you hover over each of the Instagram pages as well, you can see that there's like a little bio and a little comment section that shows up. It shows you how many likes it's got, seeing if it's a popular post or whatever. And then if someone doesn't necessarily want to go onto my social media, they can still get somewhat of an idea of my personality by the bios that I'm using. And underneath that, I have got a link to my YouTube channel. And again, it sort of works similar to my Instagram feed, that every time I upload something new, the newest video would be on the left and the old videos will always be on the right. Underneath is like a little contact section, which just has my location of work, so that if someone from Salford or London wanted to know if I was there and I'm able to do work experience in that locations, it says that I am. So it just sort of makes people more willing to contact me if they know that I am in the area and can work in that sort of environment. So at the top of my page is where I have all the links. So these are the links to all my social medias. So if I click on this, it will bring me straight to my YouTube channel. If I click on this one, it will bring me to my Instagram channel. So at the top of my Instagram channel, I have sort of a little plug as such to my radio show on Shock Radio, which is where I present. And underneath is a little link to one of my YouTube videos on my YouTube channel to do with a music video that I directed. So this is partly to sort of showcase a latest production that I was a part of, as well as also showcasing the band and promoting them at the same time. So I also, at the beginning of this module, I only had about 540 followers, and literally in the space of about 2 to 3 months, I almost gained 100 followers, which was pretty cool. And it was purely just from sort of promoting myself, being more confident, and sort of following other people that are similar and in the media industry as well, and they sort of followed me back, and it was sort of that type of relationship. People followed me, I followed them back, I followed people and they followed me back. So that was sort of also quite a confidence booster, as well as the fact that people are noticing you as well. So that was pretty cool. The last link is obviously to my Twitter as well. So the Twitter page is very much media based. So as the top, as you can see, it's SRACon is coming to Salford, which I'm very excited about, as well as I will be heavily involved with that as I am part of Shock Radio, which I will talk a little bit about later on. As you scroll down, see a little bit about the Oscars. So it's not necessarily as serious. It still sort of shows that I've got a personality as well. It's related to the Oscars as well, so it sort of shows that I'm still sort of following what's going on in the media world as well, and I'm aware of what is happening. And as you go down, it's got pictures of me and my work experience. So it shows me in the Capital Lift Studios. That's the picture of my home page. As you can see, I use that a lot. And links again to productions that I've done at uni. So that is all my social media links. The other two links as well is one to my Mixcloud. So this is a link that brings you to all of the shows that I have presented. This is sort of like a presenter bio page as such. The only thing that I was thinking with Mixcloud, maybe to do in the future, is that Mixcloud is not compatible with Wix, where SoundCloud is. So in that sense, you can build it in so that when someone goes onto your website, you can set it up so that something on your SoundCloud automatically will start playing on the website. So in that sense, if you present shows or have audio productions and that you've edited, you could set it up so that as someone goes onto your website, the SoundCloud will automatically play the productions that you've made, which obviously it sort of doesn't give people the choice on whether or not they want to listen to you. You're sort of telling them, no, you're gonna listen to me, which I think would be quite a cool thing, because you're sort of forcing people saying, this is who I am, you need to listen to it because it's good. So I think in something I'm gonna need to work on is obviously trying to get all the files off of that and transfer them onto SoundCloud. The only problem with it is because it's a radio-based show, there are music songs that play onto it, which means there's licensing issues, which is the only reason why I haven't done it already. So this page is my showreel. So at the top, I've got a separate link to the YouTube video on my YouTube channel, so that no matter how many videos I upload and how many times that would refresh the YouTube page, the showreel video will always remain at the top of my page. Underneath it, I also have other videos to links, and like the Instagram, on this page, underneath the videos, it has the little bio that I would put when I upload the YouTube channel so that people can have a little read of the video to see if they want to listen to it. So my showreel was sort of a mix of different things. So it's got me as a director, stuff that I did as an editor, stuff that I said as a sound operator. So what I did is, as you can see, this little design here where it says Kieran Fahy showreel, I changed showreel to director, changed it to edit, so that as that came up, people knew that the footage that was about to follow was the role that I was taking part in, so that people know what role I took part in that certain production.
And welcome to That's the Truth.
As you can see, editor again sort of shows that these were the roles that I was editing. We're just skipping through it so you can get an idea of the different footage that I was using. So one of the main things as well is the reason I've used a sort of song as well is that I wanted to showcase that I have a good ear to edit with sort of songs and edit clips to that. So I wanted to use a song that sort of got a good beat to it so that I can edit the changes in the clips and the changes in the footage to the song, so that people are watching my showreel, but they are also getting the impression that I've edited the showreel quite well as well. So now moving on to my CV. So as you can see, that link there brought me to this page. So this is my CV. Each of these icons is a link that brings me to my CV as well. So if I clicked on the home page, it would bring me back to my home page. And again, with these, click to YouTube, bring me to the YouTube channel. And the others all work as well. So these, I've got my skills, my student media work, started employment, education. I only had a little bit about me section. I didn't want to make this too much of a bulky section, as that was one of the main problems I had at the very beginning, was everything was very bulky. So I tried to sort of add in my personality in as few words as possible. So I sort of got across the point that I am a sort of massive part of sort of shock radio is a massive part of my life, should I say, sorry. And I sort of didn't want to shine it too much, because obviously not everyone will know what shock radio is. So I've credited it in my student media work, and I've put it in as that I have done a lot of skill building as part of this station, but obviously it's not just who I am. And here you can see all the work experience that I've done in the past, and these four here were the ones that credited in my professional practice module. So out of all four of them, I'd say the one that was most important to me was the global radio experience. As going into this module, I was very unsure as to whether I wanted to go into a TV environment or a radio environment in my future. Coming into university, I very much wanted to focus on editing, whereas when I came out of sort of that sort of little bubble of editing world, that was when I first experienced radio, because I'd never experienced radio at all before I came to university. And that was part of the reason why I wanted to come to university as well, so that I could experience these different environments that I'd never been a part of before. And I have very much grown strongly into that world, and I've thrown myself into Shock, and I'm now the head of tech for the station as well. And hopefully I am aspiring to be the station manager next year as well. So radio has obviously become a very big part of my life since being at uni. So being in global with that sort of confusion as whether I wanted to go into editing or directing or radio, it very much, when you are working in an environment and you sort of get that feeling that you want to be here for the rest of your life, you sort of know that, like, yeah, okay, this is where I want to be. And out of all the work experiences I've done, global radio was the only place that I sort of thought, if only I could be here for the rest of my life. Like, that sort of environment just felt amazing to me. Being able to just sort of go into the Capital FM studios and just mess around on the systems for like 3 hours, record my links, and just use their system. It was really cool. It was an amazing experience, and I just really would love to do that. So I think that module was very, very useful. And I think if people are struggling with what they want to do, I'd say the best thing to do is get as wide a range of work experience as possible as you can, so that you can sort of throw your feelings into the job as well, not just you, because at the end of the day, your feelings are what tell you whether you like something or not like something. And when I was in global doing Capital FM work experience, my body and just everything about me was saying, I really want to be here again and again and again. So that module was very useful for me in that sort of sense. I think just before I head off, one of the main things as well that I learned during this module was that it's very important to look after yourself as well. And I think that was one of the biggest things I learned, was sort of self-care. I sort of got to a certain point in the module where I hit sort of a brick wall. I was sort of taking on a lot of responsibilities at the same time, and it got to a point where I was just tiring myself out. And I think it's very important that you need to, at some point, take a step back away from everything and think, right, I need to focus on sort of bringing myself down, calming myself down, so that I'm not over-exhausting myself. Because there was a week where I was very, very drained from purely just doing too much work between my job, uni, work experience, and Shock. I just didn't let myself take a moment to sort of regenerate as such my energy. And I very much drained myself. So moving on from that, just very quickly before I have to end the video, my Live Brief project was with Lifehacks, and it was an amazing experience, and my whole group worked so well together. There was not a single argument. We didn't bicker once. We just, from day one to the end, we worked so well together, and we created such an amazing piece of audio, which we were all of us, should I say, we're very proud of. And even our client that we were in contact with, Chelsea Dickinson, she said that she really liked it as well. So sort of to get that approval from the media professional that we were working for as such, it made us feel better in ourselves that we had made something that genuinely was good and genuinely affected people in a positive way. So I was very proud, and we all were very proud of each other and the way we worked together and the way we conducted ourselves. So I'm very much looking forward to that in the future and hoping something good can come out of that. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you've learned something. So this has been my professional practice journey, and I've been Kieran Fahy, and thank you.